All right, we're about to head to another city today. We're gonna go to another networking event. This one is about something about like functional something. I'm gonna see what it's about, see if it's something I'm interested in, and see what kind of people are gonna be there. But no, update for you guys too. So behind me, I got my Legion order. So I recently just got sponsored by Legion as one of their sponsored athletes. And so far, like, I'm loving the brand and I can't wait to try this clear whey protein too. But yeah, you guys can just use code Juliana. You guys can get 50% off if you're a first time buyer. So it's like buy one, get one 50% off. And if you're just a returning buyer, you get 20% cash back, which is pretty cool. But yeah, other than that, other things that I have going on today besides this event is I'm going to spend 2 hours just editing content and then another 2 hours studying. And then I have to go on a run. I woke up pretty late today, not the time that I wanted to go on. I always try to wake up at 3 to 4 a.m. But I slept late yesterday. I slept around 10 a.m. because I was editing and I was recording and editing some videos I had to make and had to start photographing my Legion sponsorship post so I could do a giveaway for my followers on Instagram. So I was just caught up with a lot.
You know, sometimes like I ask myself, like, is it really worth it going to these events and taking time out of my day to drive somewhere, to sit somewhere, to talk to people? Some days I'm like, ugh, it's not worth it. I could just stay home. I could just study. I could just, edit videos. But then at the same time, babes, we've been doing that for a year and it has not really been picking up the pace. You get what I'm saying? And at the same time, you would be living the same life as you were living last year. And is that truly how you want to live? No. Because if what you did last year is being continued this year and you're just following the footsteps of what you know, clearly what you know is not fast enough or is not strategic enough or is not efficient enough to get you the results that you want just like this. And so you have to pivot and you have to find new ways to kind of put yourself out there, new ways to seek inspiration, new ways to seek ideas, and just to be able to meet people and find opportunities. I would say these networking events are a good use of my time, even though sometimes in the back of my head, I really want to just study and edit a video. But if we think in long term, kind of where we want our life to go, we do need to get a career. Okay, we can't keep making content because content is an investment. But if we want to kickstart our career and become like an industry leader, you're going to have to put yourself in those industries that you want to be a part of. And you're going to have to connect with people because let's be for real too. It is going to be 10 times harder to go and get a response from someone on LinkedIn versus getting a response from someone at a networking event. Because if you genuinely made a connection in person, you passed along each other's numbers, and you actually had a good, genuine conversation, that person is most likely going to remember you. And there's some chemistry involved. You met that person in person, some chemistry was made, and now they know who you are and they will be willing to answer your texts faster. They'll answer your emails faster and they won't ignore you because it's just basic human respect too. Like the people that you hit them up all the time. That's why networking in person is so much better. So if you're in a position like me, go to panels, go to networking events. Like right now I'm going to a panel. It's like, what is functionality? And it's with people in cybersecurity, marketing, and tech. I'm just going there to listen and going there to meet people. And so if you're unemployed or if you're struggling with what you want to do in your life, even if you are employed, like let's be for real. Sometimes we be doing things because society tells us we have to do things, but really we never really took the time to check out our interests and step outside of what society tells us. And so take this as a moment for you to think about what you can do to follow your interests. Follow what leads you, and again, go on Eventbrite. I'm not even sponsored by Eventbrite, but that's where I'm getting my events. I'm not getting my events from people that I know. I'm not getting these events from LinkedIn. I literally go on Eventbrite every week and say, what event is happening this week that suits my interest? Because you have that interest, you can actually pursue it and really find out if this is something that you want to continue pursuing. And that's what it is. You're never going to know truly what you want to do unless you pursue the things, and you're going to change your mind. You might have an idea in the back of your head where you might want to be a finance bro. Okay, go to a finance panel. You go to a finance panel and you're like, hell nah, I don't want to be a finance bro. Cool. And you finally found out what it means to be a finance bro. And now I don't want to do that.
was such a great event. I was able to meet so many different entrepreneurs and just people my age and people who are in the startup area, the venture capital area, and people who are just individual thought leaders and looking for a place to brain dump and collaborate with other people. And being in college, all of my life, I'm told that you're gonna have a good job, you're gonna get a 9 to 5, you're gonna climb the corporate ladder. It's very structured. But what happens when a year goes by and you apply to 300 jobs and no one wants to hire you? And you're not, bruh, I don't get even interviews. That's the thing. Like, I get rejected the day later. Like, what happens when you're so caught up trying to fit the structure that society told you that you're supposed to have and it doesn't work? And the people in your life are in that structure, so they don't know what you're talking about, and they don't know beyond what's outside of their own world. My world is completely different than the people in my life. They're all in this structured environment, whereas me, I'm everywhere. Okay, and it was just very cool. I met someone, it was my last it's always the last conversations, I swear. Because here's what I do. I will keep talking. I talk and talk and talk. And then I'll ask like, oh, do you have like another person that I could meet? And then they introduce me to that person, and then boom, boom, boom. And then I met this one guy, and he knew exactly what I was dealing with. As an entrepreneur, as a creator, as just an individual person, when you're working one-on-one together, I never had the word to describe it. Then I told him what I was feeling. He's like, yeah, you're stuck in an echo chamber. Because when it's you and you only, and ChatGPT working side by side to help develop something out of an idea, and you want to bounce ideas to each other, it's very hard to plan something. Like, you might be missing a piece of information, like a spark. Like, how when you have a conversation with someone and it lights up something in you, like, whoa, this was the piece of information that I needed the whole time, or this just gave me the answer to a problem that I've been having. But when it's you versus you, I feel like it's possible to do that. I've witnessed it with myself so many times throughout the past year and a half, where I'm able to come to these realizations, but it takes a moment. It takes a moment of you constantly talking to yourself, because the only experiences that you're living off of is your past self and your present self, your intuition, and your future self. Those 4 people are the people speaking in your head constantly, giving you direction. And at the end of the day, it's still you and your experiences, because everything again is just tied up to your experiences. And so being able to get some information and some value from another person's experience that can add value to your experience opens the door for you. And now I know that, like, dude, I am stuck in an echo chamber of my thoughts. We were talking about my content and where I want to go with content, and he was giving me like some piece of advice with that. And it's like everything that he was telling me is everything that I've been telling myself. But because it's me versus me, sometimes it gets hard to execute things, because it's like I have to build that trust with those inner thoughts that I have with myself. It's like, yo, when I tell myself you gotta do this, you have to ask yourself these questions and you need to execute within those questions. You gotta do it. It's different when someone that you see has more experience than you tell you the things that giving you reassurance that you're doing what's correct. And I think the whole part of just growing up, finding your future self and becoming your future self is having trust in what your intuition is telling you. But yeah, today was great. Thanks for watching this vlog, and I will see you guys in the next vlog. And don't forget to continue to keep making your future self proud.